Okay, this is my out of theatre reaction to Scream 7. And I'm a huge fan of the Scream franchise. One is the GOAT. I love all of them. Some has flaws, obviously. And Scream 7 did not disappoint for me. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really, really good. Up until that ending. If they stuck a landing with that ending and didn't have those killers and actually had a motive which made any logical sense at all, I would have been happy. But listen, this is going to be a spoiler review, so if you don't want any spoilers for Scream 7, please do turn off your phones right away. So, yeah, let's get into the positives to start off with. And just the first thing that comes to mind is Matthew Lillard as to, like, wow. He fits like a glove into that role. Like Hayden Christensen as Anakin, Mark Hamill as Luke, like, he was so good. Like, with what Matthew was given, he was incredible. Like, like him on FaceTime to Sydney, like his acting, his performance was so good. Like the script was so good for what Stu was saying. Like it was so believable and stuff. And for a moment, they had been going thinking Stu was alive. Like there was points in the movie where, they'd say like, oh yeah, like there'd be like doctors at a hospital. Like, I recognize that guy. He's been through here, and it was Stu. And it's like, what the fuck? Is he actually alive? Like, obviously, I knew going into this, he wasn't. I knew the killer's going into this as well. So I knew he may be in the future, and I think he actually is alive. That is a theory I have. But yeah, no, Stu was incredible. The way they used AI and technology and deepfakes was really, really smart, and I think it was the highlight of the movie for me, along with one other that I'll get onto. Um, Another really like major positive was once again, which has never failed in a Scream movie, is we just get fucking sick kills. We just get great kills. McKenna Grace's kill being the standout. Oh my! I mean, like, wow! Like, her like swinging back and forth, and he's just standing there, like tilting his head, and then like just slashing. It was insane. It's crazy. Um, so the kills were great. There was some really good scenes. With Ghostface, like he had like an eerie energy to him, more of a Michael Myers stalkery, creepy. You could see his face in and out shot. It was perfect, and it was new and it was refreshing. It went back to its roots in that sense. You don't get a lot of Roger L. Jackson, the voice of Ghostface, because it is mainly Stu on the phone to Sydney, which I really can't be mad at. But he is missed a bit. You do miss it sometimes, but you can't complain. I enjoyed it. And Sydney, who we're going to get onto in a minute, was great. So, let's actually do that now. So, one of the, like, one of the other bigger positives was Sydney and Tatum's relationship. It was so well executed. Like, Scream movies aren't known for their fantastic writing and stories, but this one really dug deep with the storytelling and the writing and the character progression of Tatum from the start to the end of the movie, and Sydney's as well. You know, Sydney already, by the time you got to Scream 3, was a badass, but now she's a mum. Like, she's got a daughter that she would give everything for and just protect with her life. So she's got that little bit of extra now, and like she is ruthless. Like, she was scared in a sense of, is Stu alive? That's what scared her the most in this movie. With Ghostface, she was just like, whatever. She won every fight. Like, she didn't lose a fight against Ghostface. And then obviously that final kill, she just dominated. She dominated that fight. Like, it was just, I'm Sydney fucking Prescott. Simple. Like, she was so sick. But the dynamic between Tatum and Sydney was great. It starts out with Tatum being like, you have dynamics in the movie where it's like Tatum's the daughter of Sydney Prescott and everyone knows about it. And Tatum feels that pressure and she resents Sydney for that. And there's moments in the movie where Tatum will try and ask Sydney about her past to learn because she wants to be like her. And Sydney refuses to answer or give any help. And obviously that comes back to bite her when Ghostface comes back. So by the end of the movie, she sort of realizes that she should have prepared Tatum for this, and going forward, she is going to. So I think in Scream 8, which is going to happen, it really is like what they've made of this movie already is just showing levels. So I was really happy with that. I love Tatum as a character. Another positive and a surprising one was Joel McHale playing oh my days, playing Mark, the dad. I really liked him. He was great. He had a grounded performance. He was a really believable police chief. He was strong. He put up a hell of a fight against Ghostface. Hell of a fight. It was amazing. It was a great fight scene in the house. It was one of the best sequences of the films. It lasted like a good 10, 15 minutes of straight fighting. In a good way, or tense moments and fighting. 10 minutes of Ghostface versus Sydney and her family. It was fantastic. I'm not too sure how he survived. I think he got stabbed twice. Here, this sort of area, and then here. So I think it was 3 times, and then maybe nothing off screen then, I guess. But he was alive. And I hope they keep him in for Scream 8, because I want them to establish a group. I don't want everyone to keep dying. So it's good that we've got those core three. Speaking of core, Chad and Mindy and Gale. They came together as a three, and we had that moment of a ghost face being run over and killed. And I was like, well, this is weird. This is what the leaks were saying. This is great. It was great to see, because I was like, what the hell's going on? And obviously, you get some great scenes with Chad and Mindy. I wish we got more, but we get enough. And I think in Scream 8, I hope they stay around, and they come and live in Pines Grove, and they just merge with a group, and Gale stays around, because Gale was another positive. We had some great scenes with Gale. Her and Sydney shared some incredible scenes together. There's a beautiful scene where Sydney allows an interview with Gale, and they stop it, and they're having a bit of an argument, and then Sydney mentions Dewey, and she just sort of breaks down, but doesn't, about Dewey, pops some antidepressants, her hands shaking, like, there's clearly something up with Gale, and I just think that they could do some of that in Scream 8 with Gale, because she's clearly not right. Like, I feel like her death could be imminent. So yeah, I mean, the use of AI in this movie, obviously we knew going into this that this was going to be the main plot. And the biggest part of Scream movies, arguably, is the meta commentary. And in this one, I think it was technology. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I think the use of technology was great. If not, it was probably motherhood as well. It was probably a bit of it in there. And, that sort of aspect. But part of it was technology. And the use of AI was great. I've already spoken about Stu. He was so good in this movie, guys. He was so fucking good. But they can't get him back again unless he's alive. I'll get onto that bit in a minute. AI was a really important figure in this movie, because you get a scene towards the end as well where Sydney, it's like all the technology things in our house, like TV, iPad, phone, they were all going off, and it was like Dewey was on the screen for a minute, then it was Mr. Loomis, and then it was someone else from our past, and it was like, what the hell, like, this is so weird. At that point, Sydney knew that obviously it was all AI, but Matthew Lillard ate that role up, and I think it worked for me in this movie, and I'm happy they did it, because it had to be done at some point. I think they did it really, really well. They couldn't have done it any better. Maybe don't have all the guys who we used for the deepfakes in the same clothing. The way that was done was a bit weird. It's like they all had black t-shirts on. So Scott Foley, oh my god, my mind is going blank. Scott Foley from Scream 3, he was wearing a black t-shirt, still had a black t-shirt. Dewey had a black t-shirt, and it was obvious it was AI at that point. I think now we need to get on to the bit that just really lets this movie down and brings it down. Like, it would have been probably my second favourite Scream movie if they'd have had good killers with a good motive in this movie. Like, it's that, like, it pushes it back that much. So this is probably my fourth favourite Scream movie, Scream 7, because of how high the highs are, whether it's Sydney and Tatum's relationship, whether it's aspects with Ghostface, the kills, it's so high that it kind of doesn't allow the motives and the killers, because they are shockingly bad, but it brings it up. So the killers were obviously Sydney's neighbour and a guy from the psychiatric hospital that she met there. And guys, like, honestly, like, I love Kevin Williamson, but damn, bro, what are you doing, man? Like, come on, you got everything so good, so well done until the end. Like, bro, like, Jessica, like, and Anna Camp. I don't promote hate towards actresses or actors on this channel, like, or anyone, but the acting, man, come on, like, it is cartoonish. It's so cartoonish, like, it's so bad, but that's not even the worst part, it's the motive. So, Jessica's motive for wanting to kill Sydney and Tatum and her friends and everyone was, I'm genuinely trying to think here, I'm not even playing, I just got back. I think it was, she had an abusive husband, Jessica, so she read Sydney's book, and in Sydney's book it said something about defeating the bad guy, so she killed her abusive husband, and then was sent to a mental hospital, and blamed Sydney because Sydney went into hiding after her book or something. It was so ridiculous. Like, what? I'm like, what are you on about, love? Respectfully, what are you on about? And then you got this you got this douche next to her who she met in the psychiatric hospital who gives no input to anything. Like, he speaks once and she just speaks over him, Jessica. And he's like, oh, well, shut up then. This little timid guy. And he gets shot in the head about 2 seconds after. And he gets about 3 lines in this movie, by the way. It's awful. And then Jessica obviously gets killed. Tatum, so what was the final fight? So Jessica reveals herself, explains her 3 motives in one. Bullshit. I mean, oh my god, worst killers. Yeah, let's establish that. Worst killers. These guys make Ethan Landry and Quinn Bailey and the dad look good. Like, that's golden compared to this. Because that's just a revenge plot. I can get behind that now after watching this. So this was fucking bad, right? So yeah, obviously she dies in the end. Tatum saves Sydney, and it was a great moment. And then you get a line like Tatum says to Sydney, "I'm Sydney Prescott's fucking daughter." It's good. It's a bit corny, but fuck it, I like it. It's fucking Scream. Bring on Scream, mate. Now, what I'm gonna say now is that's all the positives and probably my only negative. Like, pacing as a movie. Let's talk about it as a movie before I get on to my theory for Scream 8 or what they could have done in this movie. So, it looks great. It sounds great. I watched it in IMAX tonight, but even so, the sound design's really well done. Like, the gunshot is a really satisfying sound. Knives, you get like you get whooshes every now and then, which is pretty cool. The sound design's really good, and like the knife tapping on the wall, you see it in the trailer, but it's really well done, that scene. Looks great. It was paced well. It's well structured. Again, up until that 3rd act, it was really well balanced. You sort of had the opening kill, great title card, and then a bit of character building with Tatum and Sydney and a few of her friends. And then, you get introduced to your regular suspects, and then you get into the first kill, and from then on it's kill, story, kill, story, and it was so well done until the 3rd act. So what I think they could have done. So I'm a advocate of Stu Living. I know it's ridiculous, but like, I love Stu so much. I think he's I think he's amazing. And what I would have done if it was me, I would have actually done exactly what they did in this movie. If you've seen it, you know how they were baiting Sydney. I would have literally used that. Like, yeah, he actually came through this psychiatric hospital. Just take out everything with the psychiatric doctor and Anna Camp playing Jessica. Remove all that. He's actually been through this hospital. He actually is alive. His grave was never filled. Like, this is genuinely a thing. He is actually calling her. All the scenes with Stu, and every time we hear about him, it's actually happening. And then he then you get the reveal which confirms he's alive, where he FaceTimes Sydney after he's kidnapped Tatum, and he's like, "I'm here with Tatum, come and find us." Where it's like, it can't be fake. And obviously you get there, and you have 2 ghost faces next to Tatum. They take off their masks. It's 2 teenagers we haven't even, or it could have been that weird kid, the creepy kid, and the boyfriend, for example. 2, like Billy and Stu, just 2 psychos obsessed with the stab movies. Simple, but there's a key. They're obsessed with Stu. They met Stu, so they say, "You really think you really thought Stu was alive?" And then the gate opens. Ghostface walks through. There's a 3rd one, takes off his mask. It's Stu, right? Wow. At that point, it's the best Scream. It's probably the 2nd best Scream movie and competing with the first one for me. That's what they should have done. And then Stu's alive, and the movie ends. Bang, cut. Scream 8, 2028, be there. Cut. First movie to end on a cliffhanger. It's a risk. Do it once. Don't do it again. Next movie, you can continue with it. Hard to structure it with that, because every Scream movie has a formula. Betraying that and doing like a double bill of Scream 7 and 8, they're like a thing I'm not a fan of. So I'm kind of contradicting myself. Or they could have just, Stu gets away and it follows into the next one. Something like that. Or they just kill Stu, but for real this time. I wouldn't have minded that either. Just bring him back. So that's what I would have done. And now my predictions to Scream 8, because, the money this movie's generated already, and they're making a Scream 8, it's confirmed. So what I'd want to see from Scream 8 is primarily following this one, some good killers with a great motive. I wouldn't mind if they went down the route of two sadistic teenagers who got obsessed with the stab movies. Literally just do what Billy and Stu did, with a few differences, and then the ringleader was Stu. Do that. Or they are just two teenagers, just mental. Do that again. I don't mind. It's fine as long as it's a good motive. Fine, right? And two good actors. You need good actors for that, and a good script. That's what made Billy and Stu, because it was the first time it happened. But if you're gonna do it again and replicate it, you've got to make sure it's on point and perfect. I want more of Tatum and Sydney's relationship. I think it was such a great aspect of the story. Those guys' relationship. With Gale, they made a point of her hand being funny, so I think it'd be time to kill off Gale. And it would be in a way where she's fighting Ghostface and she reaches for a knife, but like she can't grab it because of this nerve damage in her hand. Ghostface grabs it and she dies. I think that'd be a good poignant moment. Like she's had enough and now her hand isn't working. It would signify that it's done. She's had enough of this, and she wants to just join Dewey. I wouldn't mind that. I want the dad to be alive and be like a Dewey. So I want to learn more about Mark. Give him a bit more screen time with Sydney and Tatum as well. He didn't get a lot of screen time with Tatum at all. You barely see their relationship. It doesn't feel like a father-daughter relationship there. Because like we don't really get like a really overprotective father. Like you don't really get any real dialogue between them, and it's kind of weird. So that's maybe a negative. And also another negative about the movie tonight. There was a few script issues. There was a few bits of bad, cringy dialogue, but it's not enough to bring it down a lot for me. So that's probably all I've got to say. Like off the top of my head, I haven't really had a chance to think yet. I'm also hungover from 2 days ago, so if I haven't made sense in this video, then it's calm. But I really enjoyed it. I'd probably give it a 3.5 out of 5. As a general movie, as a Scream movie, 4 out of 5. If the killers and motive stuck the landing, it would have been probably a 4.5 out of 5 in both, because I just really enjoy Scream. I love it, and yeah, it's just hard, man. It's hard to get behind the killers and the motive. It was terrible. But, everything else, the chase scenes, Ghostface, his creepiness, the kills, the stalker bit he did, the chases, it was so good. It was amazing. It was so well done. And every scene with Stu was amazing. It brings this movie's up rating by loads. So good seeing those guys interact, Sydney and Stu. It was amazing. But yeah, that's all off the top of my head. I've probably got more to say, but yeah, I mean, again, congratulations to everyone who made that movie, because making a movie is something I couldn't even imagine how hard it is, and we're grateful because us as a fan base, because Scream is such a unique franchise. It has never had a bad movie. Scream 7 once again proves that. So hopefully Scream 8 can continue with that. Let me know your thoughts down below, guys. Drop a comment. What did you think of Scream 7? What did you think of the ending and those dumbass killers? Okay, and is Stu alive? Drop a comment down below. Drop a like. Cheers, boys.